I don't know. I mean,
what if like you've had like the best sex ever, and then you like obviously aren't with that person, and you're with somebody else, and they're not matching up to par, but you know that it was so good with this guy. It could be good and bad because you're not with that person anymore, and then forever you're like longing for this good dick, and it's not there.
why are you speaking like the? Welcome back to Island Talk. I'm Pat. This is Tony. Today we are going to be talking about we'll call it the body count, aka the hoe threshold.
Male and female hoe threshold.
Yeah, because
male and female.
Because
men are hoes too. Agree.
Okay. Question: should there even be the term hoe? If all is even,
no, there definitely shouldn't.
Okay, explain.
I feel like a hoe came about and it was only female.
Agree.
Yeah. Same as slut, same as whore. Those are all towards females.
Why do you think so?
Because I feel like there's a double standard with sexuality.
Sexuality in general, or sexuality when it pertains to females?
Yeah, when it pertains to females, there's definitely a double standard.
And my question is, why do you think that is?
I just feel like over time it's been like a male's world and we live in it. Okay. And like even decades ago, it was like the woman was, there to like clean the house and do the chores around the house, have sex with the man who brings home the money and takes care of the kids. Mm-hmm. And I will say, after talking to you multiple times, because the dick goes inside the woman, that makes it different, I guess.
Yeah, okay, so...
that makes it different for whatever reason.
Yeah, okay. That's an old mentality. And it wasn't that I had that mentality, it just that if I had to justify why one was the other... Okay, we'll say even if I had that mentality...
You definitely had the mentality.
Had. Past tense.
Well, that's good.
We talked about this.
Like, no, I know, but that's good that you're like coming around. Like, okay, it's equal on both sides.
Yeah, because
men can be hoes too.
Yeah. Well,
and most of the time, they are more than women. I'm not going to say more at this point in this day and age, but I will say, call it even.
Yeah, or don't call anything at all.
Just be what it is.
Let people be what they are.
And I love that. And I think that should be way more normalized.
Except, okay. I'll say this.
I don't know.
No.
It's such a weird, hard topic because there's so many things that go into it.
See, I don't think so.
Yes, there is.
I used to think there was so many, okay, she's a hoe if this or if that. And then you grow up a little bit and you're like, okay, dudes can be hoes too because they can be just as, we'll call it,
Sexually active.
With
whoever
that's
or
fine.
In whatever.
Another question, does sex make you a hoe? Or can there be something like what, before we even get into what makes you a hoe sexually?
Here we go. We're starting real early.
We'll say quote unquote, hypothetically speaking, if something was to make you a hoe, we'll call them the bases, right? Mm-hmm. We'll say, what do you say third base is? Then I can tell you what I think the other two bases are.
I've always not known the bases, to be completely honest. But we'll say fourth base is...
that'll be home.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Third base is like oral.
Okay, see, that's
what to me, that's not like sex. Some people say that's sex because it's like oral sex, but to me, that's not like sex.
I think sex is penis going into vagina or anus.
Same. Okay. So I will say third base is oral.
Okay.
Fourth is home.
Okay.
Sex.
Or home is home, and third base is... second would be like a hand job or getting fingered, and first base is like making out, grabbing a titty or something.
Okay.
Or we'll say running towards first is making out, grabbing the titty is like first base.
Okay.
So with
what's the bat?
Huh?
The first move is the bat?
Yeah, the pitch is the P, and the B is the D.
Okay.
All right. So, but anyway, which base, if somebody was to be quote unquote a hoe, male or female, which base, say they never had sex, right? But they were out there sucking dick like constantly just because they enjoyed it, right? Does that make them a hoe?
No.
Compared to somebody who doesn't suck no dick, but they're out there getting fucked. or fucking. You know what I'm saying? Which one makes which one which?
I don't think the sucking dick is making her a hoe. I don't think either, but I think if people were to say someone is a hoe, it's that they're having sexual intercourse with multiple people.
Yeah. Sidebar. I wanted to start the show talking about like what number or body count did that.
No, we're getting there.
No, we're not. We'll get there. We'll get to what people think, but I don't want to know yours. I don't want you to know mine, because mine could be 1 million. And I'd be like, all right, yours could be like, I touched a guy one day, and my heart would be like,
Oh, baby. Yeah, we're not going to share our personal numbers because that might cause problems later on in the evening or night or another day.
Anyway,
for sure it would.
Well, we're not going to share because my ego is way too fragile.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
cute. Yeah, we won't share.
That's-
but we can talk about it because it's so interesting. I got like such good responses, and like thanks to everybody for submitting your little answers.
Yeah.
Because there's such a thing.
Here, keep talking. Make sure. it's
Not that
recording.
it even should ever be a thing, but it definitely is. And I just think that it's so interesting to see other people's point of views on it. And honestly, I had a whole new like takeaway from it after reading some of the responses.
What are some of the ones you got?
Okay, first of all, I'm asking you,
Mm-hmm.
what number for a body count makes somebody a hoe?
What number? See, for me, it's 0 because
I'm not trying to point fingers, but I don't know if you can say that from where you like stood one day.
Yeah, but I never gave a number. What I'm getting at now is I'm at a point in my life or a point in my maturity, we'll call it that, to where if I'm gonna say if I'm gonna be like, you know what, it's gonna be equal all around, and I'm not gonna be a hypocrite, because really truly like saying, you know what, if she does this much, that makes her a hoe, and I can't say the same thing for a dude. You know what I mean?
That's
so
what
I
I'm
can't be a
saying.
hypocrite. So to me, the number is there is no number, because I'm not gonna be a hypocrite one way or another.
Yeah.
Now, if we're like saying for both, I truly don't know. I truly don't know. Just because. Yeah, I don't know what a number would be. To me, there's necessarily no such thing as a. I guess there would, but
Okay, like what, 50? Or is that too high?
I don't know. That's a good question, right? So I would.
Or what, 10? Double digits?
Again, it depends on. Okay, because it depends on the context, right?
Okay, but
So take somebody, right? Take somebody who met somebody in high school, right? And they've been with them the whole time, right? And they're like 26, 27 now, and they're married, have kids, everything, and they're having all these issues, right? And you're like, damn, how many people have you like been with? I'm like, oh, just one. Like, oh, you needed way more dick, or you needed way more, like you.
But why would that make them have issues?
No, like, okay, sorry, sexual issues or bedroom issues, right? Like
they didn't know what they wanted.
You didn't
prior.
know what you wanted, know what you liked.
So you feel like hooking up with people or having sex with other people makes you know what you want.
In some situations, yes.
Or do you think just the communication is off? Because she can't say what she wants.
But she may not feel like she can say what she wants because she's never. Why do we keep saying her? He may not feel that way either. Let's be even. But he may not feel that way either. What I'm saying is, in that situation, if it was 10 years in and you met somebody when young, that's the only person you've been with, and you had been having those problems, you may not feel like you can communicate sexually, right?
Yeah.
And so you're like, oh,
this is just
you should
life.
have had some more. Yeah, you should have had some. This is how sex is, but you don't really know how great it can be, right?
True.
On the other
Is that
end,
good or bad though?
I don't know. I mean,
What if like you've had like the best sex ever, and then you like obviously aren't with that person, and you're with somebody else, and they're not matching up to par, but you know that it was so good with this guy. It could be good and bad because you're not with that person anymore, and then forever you're like longing for this good dick, and it's not there.
why are you speaking like directly at me?
No, I'm just saying, because usually it's like the man's like, oh, you know,
Yeah.
or like a woman's like, oh, I've only been with this one person, and it's like,
Yeah.
and it's like just what I know. Or it could be you've had sex with 10 people prior to like being with somebody, and like you had good dick, and then all of a sudden it's not.
Okay, so you would have to speak.
It could be both sides, is what I'm trying to say.
No, I get you. What I'm saying is you would have to speak to how sex would be perceived by that person, right?
True.
Like some people are sex is everything. It's the kissing, the making out, the foreplay, the touching, the rubbing, like everything beforehand, right? For some people, good sex is like, all right, dick goes in. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess. I don't know a lot of women that would be like, oh yeah, that's good dick if it just like goes in.
Okay.
Which we've had this talk before.
No,
I feel like
that,
women, it takes a little bit more than to say that, okay, that was good dick.
Okay, that's a part of my point, right? You said somebody could be longing for a good dick, right?
Yeah.
And I talked about just straight putting the dick in. So for you, sex is way more than just penis and vagina.
For sure.
Right, okay.
I think most women would agree. I can't speak for males because I feel like maybe not for them.
I mean, for a male, good sex is like a toaster hole. It just depends on where it goes.
Oh my gosh!
Hey, you get that warm out.
Ah!
Yeah, no warm? You hit that warm? Yeah.
No.
Not ever.
No, there are men that are like that though. Like,
dicks and toasters?
not toasters. I don't know about that. I'm sure it's been done. But like, in anything is what I'm trying to say.
I'm looking seductively at our toaster right now. Yeah, hey, you'll get it later. Babe, that would hurt. And that would burn,
Okay.
Right, okay.
We got off track.
We did, but too much context. Taking a couple steps back. I guess we're trying to compare apples to apples, but we haven't defined what apples are just yet.
Okay.
Right? And so are we talking about the entire process of sex or just the act of?
I think the entire process.
Okay. So how many processes?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what my point was is like, you were saying someone's only been with one person and
Right.
then they're only with that person so they don't know what they're missing out on.
Right.
Whereas I'm saying if you've been with multiple people and then you settle down with somebody, male or female, like what if you've like had some crazy girl before that like rocked your fucking world and it was toxic or something, so it didn't work out, and now you're with me and it's like, oh, it's mediocre, and it's just like,
why do we keep talking about each other?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, damn.
No, I'm just saying.
Whose
Like,
penis do you miss?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it could go both ways is what I was saying.
Yeah, I got you. No, what I
Oh my gosh, I'm not making it about us. I'm just saying I'm trying to see both sides of like how this could be one way and then this could be another way.
I got you.
Oh my gosh, I'm not making it about us. I was just trying to make it be like
I'm just fucking with you.
examples.
What I'm getting at is if the one who was having like not knowing what good sex was, they just thought it was what it was, and they were talking, they were saying, it's this, I'd be like, oh, you just need to have more penises, right? Or if one person who had a bunch is saying, like you said, I just missed that one, although I've had more, like neither one to me is a hoe. Neither one just really knew what they wanted or
Okay.
knew what they had. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that.
So that's what I'm saying. It's hard to constitute male or female. Like, what number or threshold would make you a hoe? You
Okay,
know?
I'm gonna read some of these. I will not name drop anyone, but I'm gonna read some of
Never.
these. More than 50.
More than 50?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I
So
thought you said
the
more than 50.
original,
Okay.
the original question was, when your body count is this number, you're considered a hoe.
Okay. You gotta say if it's male or female, and then say.
No.
What number?
Oh, a female said more than 50.
Okay, so I would be like,
So you'd say she was a hoe.
no, I wouldn't. Not anymore. But
Okay.
in a prior time, I would.
Another woman.
And I also know she's lying because she's talking to you. Because typically, if somebody says if a woman was telling me 50, okay, that's definitely.
Is she
lying.
talking about her though? Because the question was, when your body count is this number, you're considered a hoe, male or female.
Came through dripping Aquafina, I'm sipping 15, kept a weapon on me. Flow make digits, I'm on my business, stack chicken like what it's gon' be. Crew in the cut, hey, you want us, red run when I